Hello everyone. Welcome to ForceArk Academy Financial Service Cloud Certification course. In today's session, we will discuss about compliance and security in financial service industry. Plus, we'll discuss about a role of AI in financial services. So, what can you expect from today's session is we'll discuss about compliance, we'll discuss about data security and privacy features, plus various AI tools in financial service cloud. Here, first we'll start with the compliance in financial services. So, basically, compliance in financial industry refers to the adherence to the laws, regulations, and industry standards designed to ensure financial institutions operate ethically, securely, and transparently. So, this topic basically it is not just important, but it is very crucial or very critical for banks, insurance firms, and wealth management organizations. Yeah, financial services, as we all know, it is one of the most regulated industries where compliance is no longer an option, but now it is a business necessity. Here, non compliance can lead to huge fines and it can cause reputational damage and loss of customer trust. So, how do financial institutions can ensure regulatory compliance while maintaining his day-to-day task? Here, Salesforce Financial Service Cloud comes into the picture. This is a platform which is designed to provide secure, compliant, and customer centric services. So, over the next few minutes, we'll discuss what is the importance of compliance in financial services, how Financial Service Cloud ensures the regulatory compliance, what are the key features like we have here consent and disclosure management, we have data masking, security controls, etc. And what will be the role of AI and automation in driving proactive compliance? So let's dive in. Here we can see that why compliance matters in financial services. So compliance in financial services varies according to the regional regulations and different global regulations. It depends on which region your business is connected with. Such as here we have certain examples like we have GDPR, that is General Data Protection Regulation. It helps protecting customer privacy in European Union. While if we talk about CCPA, that is California Consumer Privacy Act, it helps safeguarding personal data in California. Then we have DPDP Act, that is Digital Personal Data Protection Act in India. It is basically focused on data governance. Then we have FINRA, we have SEC, and we have FCA regulations. These are key regulatory bodies that oversees financial markets and services in US and UK. Then we have one more that is called KYC and AML law, that is Know Your Customer and Anti Money Laundering law, which is basically for preventing fraud and money laundering. So these are basically laws that we have to follow while managing financial services. And if we fail to manage timely compliance, it can be costly, as there are huge penalties upon breaching these laws. So if we talk about statistics, in 2023, banks worldwide paid over $10 billion in compliance fines. GDPR alone has resulted in fines exceeding 4 billion euros since its enforcement. And reputational damage is far worse as customer demand transparency and security. So let's see, how does Salesforce FAC help firms manage their regulatory obligations? There are some inbuilt features that we get with FSC to meet compliance requirement of industry. And some of the tools are, we can see on the screen, is consent and disclosure management. We have identity verification and KYC. We have data masking and encryption. Then audit trails and activity tracking. We have risk and fraud detection. And then we can talk about AI and automation in compliance. So let's discuss each one of. So first here we have disclosure and consent management. So what do we mean by disclosure and consent? You probably know what disclosure and consent mean, but let's define them specifically. A disclosure is any information a financial institution is required by regulations or company policy to share with a customer. It describes key product details or terms and conditions. For example, in a mortgage processes, a company sends disclosure named Truth in Lending Disclosure to the customer, where all the processes and charges to be occurred are mentioned. So customer signs that document and gives consent that he agrees to the terms and conditions that are mentioned in the disclosure form. So here consent is the explicit permission granted by a customer to a financial institutions, so the financial institution can perform specific action on the customer's behalf. In FSC, admins can easily define the type of disclosure and consent to be shared and collected for a particular business process. For that, we have specific disclosure and consent management data model where we can configure pre-built objects. We can even customize build based on the regulatory needs, whether we have to follow GDPR or DPDP Act, etc. Moreover, we can automate this entire process using OmniScripts or screen flows. Like when a customer is onboarded, it can trigger a a consent form pop-up in a digital process and store all the responses in the consent capture object. So this was about the consent and disclosure management. So the next is identity verification and KYC. That means know your customer rules. If you have ever opened a bank account or let's say applied for a loan or invested in stocks, you are already gone through this KYC process. But why is it so important? And how can Salesforce Financial Service Cloud help here? Let's break it down in a simple terms. Imagine you are running a bank or a financial company and every day new customer wants to sign up, and you need to make sure that they are who they say they are. So you also have to check that they are not involved in any fraud or any illegal activities. So that's where KYC exactly comes in. Here, KYC helps financial institutions verifying customer identities by using government issued IDs, addresses, and other documents. It can prevent fraud and money laundering, and it can stay compliant with regulations like GDPR, AML, etc. Without KYC, without KYC, financial institutions could risk heavy fines, reputational damage, or even legal trouble. Here, FSC makes entire process much easier and more efficient by providing automated KYC data capture. That means FSC allows banks and financial institutions to store and manage all KYC documents in one place. And here, customers can even upload their documents through a digital process. Second, it provides seamless identity verification, where FSC integrates with the third-party verification services like we have Played, Onfido, and Meetake. This means that instead of manually verifying IDs, the system can automatically check and approve documents. Then we have smart workflows for faster onboarding. Then we can use the automated regulatory compliance tools. We also have real-time monitoring and alerts. So here, if a customer's ID is about to expire, FSA can automatically send reminders, and it can also flag high-risk customers and alert compliance teams if something seems suspicious. So this was about the identity verification. Next we have is the data masking and encryption. Here data masking is a primarily a data security tool, but it also plays a role in compliance. Data masking and encryptions are security techniques used to protect sensitive customer information in financial services. With increasing regulatory requirements like GDPR, CCPA, and DPDP Act, financial institutions have to ensure data privacy while still allowing access to authorized user. So here data masking basically replaces the sensitive information with scrambled or fake value to hide the real data from unauthorized users, while encryption converts data into the unreadable format that can only be decrypted by those with the right security keys. So here first we have to identify the sensitive data, then apply Salesforce Shield, which is one of the security features of FSC. And then we have to implement data masking for non-production environments. It can be full masking or partial masking, or it can be randomized masking. After implementing encryption and masking, we can enable event monitoring with Salesforce Shield to track data access. We can use field audit trail to log changes to sensitive fields. We can set up the alerts for unauthorized access attempts. So this was about the data masking and encryption. Now here we have audit trail and activity tracking. So what is audit trail? Yeah, imagine keeping a detailed diary of everything which is happening in your system, like who did what, when, how. So that's exactly what audit trail does it for you. It provides a record of changes made in the Salesforce, helping organizations track modifications and ensure that they comply with the Regulations Act. So how audit trail works in the FSC? It logs changes to critical data such as customer records, financial transactions, and policy updates. It helps detect unauthorized access or suspicious activity. And here, admin can review past actions for the security audits as well. So, for example, financial advisor mistakenly updates a client's investment detail, and here, audit trail can help track who made the changes and when it happened. And that's how we can do quick correction as well. So next we have activity tracking. While audit trail record changes in the system, activity tracking focuses on user actions. It monitors interaction with the client, internal communications, and engagement across the different channels. And its key benefits can be it helps measure advisor performance and customer engagement. We can also track emails, calls, meetings, and case resolutions. So example, if I give that a banker follows up with a high value customer about a loan, with activity tracking, all past conversations, documents, and next steps are logged in, and that's how we can ensure seamless customer service. Next, we have AI powered risk and fraud detection. So as we all know that day by day the risk of fraud, cyber threats, and compliance violations increases in financial industry. And here, Salesforce Financial Service Cloud leverages AI powered risk and fraud detection to help companies proactively identify suspicious activities. So, if we talk about AI driven transaction monitoring, then here we can analyze the transactions in real time to detect anomalies and suspicious activities. So, basically, here it uses the machine learning models to compare customer behavior with the historical data. So, for example, I can say that if the customer suddenly transfer a large sum of amount to a foreign account, then here AI will trigger an alert for a potential fraud. Next, if we talk about the behavioral analytics and anomaly detection, then here AI tracks customer behavior patterns such as spending habits, login locations, and device usage. Let's say a credit card which is issued in New York is suddenly used in a multiple location across the different countries. Then here AI can detect this as a potential fraud and notify the bank. Third, we can talk about the risk scoring and predictive analysis. Here AI assigns a risk score to each customer or a transaction based on multiple risk factors. Here it uses the predictive analytics to anticipate fraud before it happens. So, for example, a customer with a low transaction history suddenly applies for a large loan, then AI detects this as a high risk activity and sends an alert to the manual review. And that's how we can automate the entire fraud case management. So far we have seen compliance in financial services and how FSC plays role to support various regulatory compliance. Now let's see how FSC supports companies to provide data security. Here, data security is a critical concern in a financial service industry because institutions handle highly sensitive customer data, including personal identifiable information such as we have names of the customer, addresses, social security numbers, etc. Then companies can have financial records like details of bank account, investment details, credit card details, etc. Then again, we can have a data related to regulatory compliance, like information required by authorities like GDPR, DPDP Act, etc. So here, with the rise of cyber threats, fraud, and data breaches, financial institutions must prioritize security to protect the customer trust. So let's see which are the features which can help us to overcome these challenges. So here we have this figure and that we all have seen, and this serves as an internal user security tools which help organizations protect sensitive data. Here we have security framework where that controls we have this security framework where the controls who can view, edit, and share data within the system. So at the base we can see the permission sets which works as a primary line of control. And here we can set control through object level security and field level security. Means who can see particular object, and further if one can see that object, is he allowed to see all fields in that object? Or so here with the permission sets, we can extend access without modifying profiles. Next, we have a record level security. So above you can say, you can see there are 4 pillars, and here it ensures that the users only access record that are authorized to see. So first we talk about that is OWD, which is org wide defaults. Here one can control the default record visibility across users, and it can be set to private, public read only, or public read write for different objects. For example, financial accounts are usually set to private, so only the record owner and their manager can see them. So here, as you go further, it opens up the record access to the user. So if we, here next we have role-based access control that we call it RBAC or role hierarchy, and it allows managers to access records owned by their subordinates. And it can be customized to restrict access even within the same department. So, for example, senior advisor can access a junior advisor's client records, but not vice versa. So that comes under the role hierarchy. Next, we have a sharing rules. Here, it allows record access beyond OWD and role hierarchy based on the criteria. Example, if I give you, then all advisors in the same branch can access each other's client financial accounts. Then next, we have manual sharing. It enables record owners to share individual records with specific users. Example, a wealth manager temporarily share. If a wealth manager wants to temporarily share a client portfolio with an external consultant, then he can make a use of this manual sharing and he can give access temporarily. So this is how Salesforce provides a multi-layered security model to ensure data privacy, regulatory compliance, and controlled access within the organization. Next, we have a Salesforce Shield. It is a premium security suite which is designed for organizations that require enhanced data protection, monitoring, and compliance. It is specifically useful for highly regulated industries like financial services. And here, what it does is it encrypts the data at the database level. So it protects the sensitive fields like social security number, account balances, and credit card numbers. It also ensures compliance with the GDPR and other financial regulation laws. So, in a simpler term, if I talk about the Salesforce identity, so it is a set of features that helps Salesforce users and administrator securely log in, manage access, and maintain security for users across the both Salesforce and external applications. There are certain key features to it, which are single sign-on, multi-factor authentication, identity connect, Salesforce as a identity provider, user provisioning and deprovisioning, role-based access control, and identity federation, etc. So these are the tools which basically protects the sensitive client data by enforcing a robust authentication method like we have a MFA and SSO, and it helps meet industry standards and regulations by managing user access and ensuring that the only authorized person can access the sensitive financial data. So this was about the compliance and security in financial services and how FSC has various built-in capabilities to meet the industry standards. Now we will move towards another topic, which is AI in financial services. As we all know that there is continuously growing need for AI in financial services. Some of the emerging trends are like we have data-driven insights for smarter decision making, enhanced customer experience through automation. We have advanced security with the fraud detection algorithms. Then we have improved compliance through AI-based monitoring. So if we look at some data which says 90% of the financial institutions are increasing investment in AI. And as the data says, AI is expected to enhance profitability by 40% for many financial services firms. So let's see which are the Salesforce AI tools which can help companies to meet current trends. First such tool is Einstein Analytics for financial services. Here it provides advanced data analytics and insights, allowing financial advisors to gain deeper understanding of customer behavior, financial health, and trends. With the help of Einstein Analytics, we can get predictive analytics that forecast customer needs. It gives visual reports and dashboards to help advisors make data-driven decisions. And we can even have AI-driven insights into the customer's portfolio that can help wealth managers to recommend tailored solution to the customer. Next such tool is Einstein Prediction Builder. Here it enables users to create custom AI models that predict outcomes based on their data without needing advanced data science skills. Here we have pre-built AI models that we can use to generate the results, and we can iterate and review different models to get desired output. With this, we can predict customer behavior such as likelihood to churn or opportunity for cross-selling, etc. We can even anticipate financial product needs based on the historical data, and we can track and optimize client relationships by predicting client needs as a proactive engagement. So this was about the prediction builder. Next we have is a Einstein Next Best Action. Here it recommends the most relevant actions or financial product based on the customer's profile, behavior, and context. And if we talk about its key features, then it uses AI to analyze the data and recommend the best actions such as cross-selling a new financial product or following up on a specific service request, etc. It can give personalized recommendation based on the customer lifecycle and engagement history. And that's how it improves the customer experience. So apart from this, we have many Salesforce AI tools which can help to minimize our efforts in running successful financial business. And some of them are Einstein Relationship Insights. We have Einstein for Risk and Compliance Management that we already talked about. We have Sentiment Analysis. We have Einstein Chatbots. Then AI-powered loan and credit scoring, etc. So this robust AI features plays crucial role in making financial services faster, safer, and more customer centric. So, this was about today's session. I hope with this content you gain some knowledge around compliance and data security in financial services and how financial services cloud can leverage power of AI and make process smoother and faster. So, this is it from my side for today's session. I hope you all have enjoyed this session. Thank you for joining with me. And with this, I will end today's session. Thank you.